In English, that means let's begin. This is Kyle Johnston mic'd up. This is for the late night addicts, the early morning coffee drinkers. I am Kyle Johnston. You can find my work on Twitter at kjohnstonmic'd up. You can find my work on my blog site, kylejohnstonmic'dup.wordpress.com. This is the daily picks section. Daily sports picks section. We got some UEFA Champions League kicking off. 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to break down the Champions League matches. I'm not going to break down them all, but there's a couple that have caught my eye. Obviously, the big one that's set to kick off in Germany, in the Rhine. Borussia Dortmund's hosting Real Madrid. Borussia Dortmund's been firing on all cylinders. All cylinders. Aubameyang threatening Lewandowski for the Golden Boot for the top scorer in Germany. They've only had one blip on the radar so far, Dortmund. That was a 1-0 loss to Leipzig, the dying minutes. Tuchel in his second season as the manager for Dortmund. It's definitely got them playing well. The strength is their speed. The strength is their counterattack. You know, their midfield kind of allows it to happen. You know, with Wiggy, Götze, Guerrero, Castro. Very creative midfielders, very fast. Like to play like an English style almost of counterattack rather than the technical tiki-taki that we see a lot of Spanish clubs and some Italian and German clubs trying to simulate, even though they're not doing it with much success. But, you know, it's almost like an English-style attack they got with the midfield here. They really want to fucking press you. They really want to fucking turn on you fucking quick. You know, the defense is anchored by Socrates and Bartra. Bartra, former Barcelona academy player, played in the senior team, just couldn't quite break through the ranks of Puyol. And, well, Puyol's retired now, but Piqué and Mascherano. Piqué and Mascherano basically kept him out of the lineup, but he's went over to Dortmund. And he's keeping Ginter out of the lineup right now. He's playing pretty well. Marc Bartra providing some goals off set pieces as well. And when I take a look at the Real Madrid lineup, Zinedine Zidane, his squad, starting to see a lot of holes. It's starting to concern me. They've been on a bad run of form. They've dropped points, very valuable points in La Liga. Back-to-back draws, a 1-1 draw at home against Villarreal. And somehow they fucking went to Las Palmas and fucking drew them as well, 2-2. So they're leaking some goals. They're not, you know, the Pepe-Ramos combination is not nearly, you know, as solid as it was last year. We're starting to see Raphael Varane get a lot of playing time in the middle of that back four too as well, and he's, you know, he's still young, still inexperienced. He's battled a lot of injuries growing up in the over there in Real Madrid, so he's never really had a chance to get a run of things, especially with Pepe and fucking and Ramos really you know, taking control of that back four. But we're starting to see a lot of leaks. Not a big fan of Daniil. You know, he's rumored to be starting tonight. Not a big fan. Carvajal, you know, he's good. He is what he is. You know, he's going to fucking create down the flank. He's going to be a solid defender there on the right fullback spot. But for some reason, just Real Madrid's, they're just not clicking in their back, in their own half. You know, whether they're lacking that solid holding midfielder. You know, they're hoping, what's his name there? They're hoping Casemiro. Who had an excellent, if you guys remember, an excellent UEFA Champions League final. They're hoping he would grow into his boots, but he keeps battling some injuries as well. And I don't think he's as good as people think he is. Obviously, Real Madrid are fucking Real Madrid, and they should have a fucking better option than Casemiro. But, you know, they're going with a midfield of Kroos, Modric, Kovacic. You know, he's a Croatian holding midfielder. He's got some fucking steel in his fucking boots. You know, I think, in my opinion, I think he's more of an option than Casemiro, just in my opinion. Now, they're going to start the front four, Benzema, Ronaldo, and Bale. which will threaten the back line of Dortmund all night long when they get a chance, but they need service. They need service. And, there's nothing wrong with those midfielders once they get into the other team's half, but it's in their own half. It's getting out of their own half that they're having a lot of problems with Real Madrid lately. So you kind of see where I'm going with this a little bit. As it stands right now, Dortmund's plus 125, Real Madrid's plus 220. The draw right now is plus 280. I think the draw is heavily in play. Heavily in play. Real Madrid have never beaten Dortmund in Germany. Dortmund have won the last 2 encounters 2-0 and 4-1 respectively at Signal Iduna Park. Pretty fucking nice stadium too if you guys ever get a chance to go to it. It's one of the best in the world. So very difficult to play in. Real Madrid doesn't play very well against German opposition. Cristiano Ronaldo's got, 17 goals in 15 matches against German opposition. So, all this seems to be adding up to the over. All this seems to be adding up to the over. And as it stands right now, the total in this match, 2.5 goals as usual. The over was minus 188, starting to trend towards the under. We're seeing some movement on the under. It's minus 175 right now. Now, I went ahead because I just wanted to play something in this match, because I want to watch it. It's going to be a hell of a fucking match. I don't want to lay minus 175 or minus 180 on the over. I don't want to take that fucking risk because, these two clubs are going to be battling for the top spot. They really are. They really are battling for the top spot. But I don't think Dortmund's going to lose at home to Real Madrid. I just don't. Real Madrid's on a bad run of form. So I took Borussia Dortmund to win or draw, minus 275. And I parlayed that up with Monaco to win or draw at minus 167. Because I think Monaco is going to be able to withstand the Bayern Leverkusen attack, led by Chicharito. Monaco walked into Tottenham, pulled down a 2-1 victory in match day 1 of the Champions League. Monaco's having a very good run of form in Ligue 1. One of their few stumbles was a 4-0 loss to Nice. Mario Balotelli. Fucking Mario Balotelli, eh? What can you say, man? The guy's got all the talent in the fucking world, eh? If he could just fucking put his fucking mind together, man. How often have we seen this in the fucking sporting world? But the beautiful thing about football, unlike a lot of other fucking professional leagues and stuff, it's so fucking big. So many fucking teams, so many professional fucking leagues. You can get away. He got away from the Prem. Going back to Italy was not a fucking good idea either. Going to France, playing for a mid-level club like fucking Nice, getting a lot of playing time, Champions League football, perfect opportunity for him. Perfect opportunity. He'll be knocking on the doors of some big clubs, some of the Italian bigger clubs, once they get their financial situation straightened out, which they seem to be. Slowly, like Inter Milan's got a little bit more money to play with these days. Juventus is obviously Juventus these days. Obviously, AC Milan and Roma will be back. So, in due time. So, the only stumble of Monaco was against Nice. They've won 5 out of their last 6. Leverkusen, kind of spinning their wheels a little bit in the Bundesliga. A loss here, a win there, a draw there. They're leaking some goals too as well. They lost 2-1 away from home to Frankfurt. They did pull off a 3-2 win away in Mons, but still leaking goals. And Monaco, they don't have the most prolific attackers. They do have Radamel Falcao, but I still see them nicking a goal or two. They got a solid defense, one of the best defenses in Europe. I look for that trend to continue, and I think Leverkusen is going to struggle to score goals. So I like Monaco or the draw, and I parlayed that up with Borussia Dortmund to win or draw. It's about, plus 118, somewhere around that, plus 122. So why not take that? Now, a couple other matches kind of caught my eye. Leicester, the defending Premier League champions, just got fucking pasted by Manchester United on the weekend. Claudio Ranieri, the Tinker Man. Yeah, you're going to have to do some fucking tinkering this year, buddy, because you ain't going to be able to perform the Cinderella act that was 2015. 16. It's a new season. Champions League football is a new monster. Now that being said, Leicester did walk into Club Brugge. They walked into Bruges, came away with a 3-0 victory, one of the bright spots in the season so far, because as I stated with Bayer Leverkusen spinning their wheels, so is Leicester City. The Foxes seem to be spinning their wheel. They kind of want to come out of their den. They don't want to come out of their den. Now, adding Slimani and Musa from CSKA provide a lot of attacking power for Leicester once they can figure it out. They're leaking goals in the back line right now. I look for that back line. I look for Claudio Ranieri to kind of fucking tinker with that and kind of shore up that back line. That's what he's known for. A very strong defense, a nice counter attack. You know, Slimani, more of an aerial threat than Vardy and or Musa. Vardy and Musa provide the pace. Slimani is kind of a poacher in the box. He's one of my favorite players, the Algerian international. But Porto's no slouch. Porto's a very experienced team in the Champions League. Very experienced playing over in England. They have a solid defense. Somewhat of a prolific attack, but I'm not worried about the attack right now. You see where I'm going. Right now, Leicester's plus 170, take away 3 points. The draw is plus 225. And Porto is plus 190. Total in this match, 2.5. And I like the under at minus 133. I like the under in this game. I do kind of lean towards Porto. I can see Porto nicking this match 1-0. Maybe a 1-1 draw, but I think it's going to be 1-0 Porto. I haven't leaned that way. I haven't clicked on Porto yet. I'm kind of got an itchy trigger finger here right now. So look for Porto to fucking get the jump on Leicester on match day 2, but not a big jump. I see a 1-0 win, maybe a 1-1 draw at the most. So I like the under 133. Minus 1. I like the under 2.5 at minus 133. That sounds a lot fucking better. And the other match that kind of caught my eye, FC Copenhagen, they're at home in Denmark, hosting Club Brugge. As I mentioned, they just got pasted by Leicester in match day 2. Both of these clubs, you know, they're not in the best of form. At least FC Copenhagen's not losing. Well, I should retract that. These two clubs have kind of, turned the corner since match day 1. Club Brugge has reeled off 3 straight victories since losing to Leicester 3-0. And Copenhagen, you know, they're doing they're alternating between wins and draws. But from experience, watching a lot of Champions League, United used to always go up to Scandinavia, Denmark, and that. It's a tough place to play. They're going to shut it down. I don't think we're going to see very many goals in this game. I'm looking forward to a nice, boring fucking football match. A nice, boring fucking 0-0 football match. Maybe Copenhagen squeaks out a 1-0 win. Maybe vice versa. But I don't really see a whole lot going down in this game. Now, historically, there have been some goals in this game. 4-0 was 4-0 for Bruges was the final in the last meeting, 1-1 draw, then a 3-2 victory for Copenhagen, then a couple unders after that. So hopefully those latter trends want to fucking poke their head up today. But I just can't see both clubs fucking scoring a whole hell of a lot of goals. So I like the under in this game. Now Copenhagen held Porto to a 1-1 draw. It's a good result for Copenhagen. Very good fucking result for Copenhagen. But I don't see, I can see them taking maybe a 1-0 win, Copenhagen. I would lean to Copenhagen in this situation. I just don't trust Club Brugge on the road. You know, they haven't had the best, they beat fucking Royal Mouscron. I don't even know who the fuck they are. Obviously in the Belgian league. On the road. But other than that, they haven't fared very well. They lost to Westland Bavarian, 1-0, about 3-4 weeks ago. So I like the under, minus 118, and the Copenhagen Club Brugge match. Now I have a heavy lean to the over and a heavy lean to CSKA Moscow as they host Tottenham Hotspur. I don't trust Tottenham Hotspur at all in the fucking Champions League. They had their one good fucking run where they got to the quarterfinals against Real Madrid the one season, but other than that, they've been a disaster. I don't think the North London club's gonna like fucking playing in Russia at this time of the year. You know, it's better than playing in fucking February, I can tell you that much, man. But walking into CSKA Moscow is not a fucking easy place to play. Now, I like the under as well in this game, a heavy lean. Sorry, I don't like the under. I like the over. I like the over. You know, CSKA managed to fucking knock in 2 goals in Germany, but they also conceded 2 goals. You know, they don't have the best of defense. They like to push forward and attack. It's Russian Premier League football. You know, Tottenham, they're going to do the same. Now, Tottenham needs fucking points. Tottenham needs fucking points. That's the key in this fucking match, I think. Why we're going to see some points, especially if CSKA can fucking knock in an early goal. Tottenham's got to go for it, man. They can't afford to have a loss. Another loss on their fucking record. Sitting there with no points in 4th place. So I like the over in this match and get it at plus money. It's plus 105 last time I checked. I also have a lean toward CSKA Moscow at plus 210. Maybe CSKA Moscow on the draw, but you know, you're going to have to parlay that up with something. I just can't see Tottenham walking out of here with a fucking win, but I can see it being an exciting match. I really can see this one being an exciting match. As for the rest of the matches on the board, don't really have a say in much. Seville, Lyon, meh. Meh. I could see Lyon fucking showing up in that match, you know what I mean? Like, they have some talent in that squad, but Seville's pretty tough to play at home. Sporting Lisbon at home in Portugal. They're fucking hosting Legia Warsaw. Legia Warsaw is not very fucking good. Dortmund pasted them 6-0 match day 1. So maybe the over in that match, but I haven't read too much into that. But I'm going to sit down and I'm going to enjoy the Champions League. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Well, I guess I'm not going to sit down, but I'm going to keep an eye on it and to keep moving around, doing what I got to do tomorrow. As you know, I usually try to film these, a day in advance kind of deal, just because I got to pay the bills. So I won't be sitting down, but I'll be, Anyways, but just before I get the hell out of here, I got a podcast coming out about the general election, the U.S. election, Clinton versus Trump, Trump Towers versus Hillary Clinton. It was fucking exciting last night, to say the least, man. It was fucking exciting. But I'll have a podcast about that, and I'll give you my opinions. I don't really care who won and who lost, because that doesn't fucking really matter. It's about what was really fucking answered and what really wasn't fucking answered. I have a podcast about Ralph Kruger, Team Europe coach, chairman at Southampton Saints. I've been doing a little digging, so I'm going to talk about him a little bit, talk about Canada and Europe. The World Cup of Hockey final kicks off tonight, the best 2 out of 3. So I'll just retract those and go over those picks one last time. I got Borussia Dortmund to win or draw. Parlayed up with Monaco to win or draw. I got the under in the FC Copenhagen Club Bruges match. And I got the under in the Leicester City FC Porto match. I got a few MLB picks that I'll spit out here for you on Twitter. Keep that active. Try to keep these videos short. Remember, you can find my work at kjohnsonmikedup.wordpress.com. Find my, you can find my work at kjohnsonmikedup. That's on Twitter. Find my work on kylejohnsonmikedup.wordpress.com. That's my blog site. Check it out. Type my name into YouTube. Go creep around. I could really care less. And just remember, if you're not laying the money down on the table, you're not winning.